All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is discussion number 4. We're going to be talking about the opera and beyond. So, today we'll be exploring the birth of the opera as well as its trajectory. So, first of all, as usual, I have all of these important places that you should check out. What exactly is an opera and its definition, and a key term that you should know: Florentine camerata. Um, so this is some stuff that opera began at the end of the Baroque era and then continued on and it's still happening today. So um, the first two videos are just for you, just kind of funny. It's like the combination of something modern, opera, and I'm not sure if you've seen this, but this guy's awesome. He's really good. But anyways, that's kind of funny. It's some opera mixed with some modern day music, and he's killing. He's killing. And then this is kind of like a funny, not very deep, but you understand. Everybody's seen this. Trapped in a Closet, R. Kelly. It's an opera. Not very, maybe not the best thing to watch, but anyway, it is considered like a little opera, So, but not nearly as awesome as everything else that we have down here. So, anyway, so what I would like you to do is read through all these things that I have. It's basically readable all the way down. I've given you these great videos that are semi-short for the most part. So read through all this, read and watch this video. This gives us all the specific characteristics of opera in a unique way. So this is going to be important to watch. Check out exactly as I said. Some of the upcoming recording examples of opera are very long. For this assignment, it's not necessary to watch the entire length of each video, but be sure to sample each enough to get an idea of the character of the musical era it was created in. So 9 to 12 minutes watch time is a good time period. My suggestion is to skip to different movements in each long opera video to catch the vibe, and that's a word y'all like to use, and catch a couple of the characters in action. So early opera, Orfeo, check it out. Click on this, read about it, turn this on. It's like 2 hours. Do this exactly this. Watch like a couple minutes. All right, I watched 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna move to here. Wow. And meanwhile, you're reading this. You're reading what's going on here, so you know what's about to play. Because all these plays have different subject matter depending on the time period. And this is relevant because operas would eventually turn into movies, and then operas would be on movies. There's all sorts of things. So then going into the classical era opera. So we're going to be talking about Mozart. This is a segue into the classical era, which is what we'll be discussing next week. Check out some of these things. Notice some stylistic changes, as well as development of ensembles and instrumentation in the orchestra. So going from early opera in the Baroque era to the classical opera, these are the changes you'll notice. Okay, opera buffa, you need to read about that. You need to watch these. This one's killing. Also, for fun, we actually did this version, so you can listen to it here if you want to listen to a New Orleans band play this. It's awesome. Also, you might know this same exact famous song, "The Magic Flute, Queen of the Night," from The Fifth Element. You may be too young to have seen this, but it's a killer movie if you like sci-fi. Romantic opera. So that's the next period. And we won't talk about this for 2 weeks, this period, but I wanted to give you a good idea of what opera sounded like in different eras. This one's real famous. Read about all this stuff. Puccini, La Boheme. I'll fix this. Okay, so the assignment is to answer the questions to the first post. So define opera, opera seria, opera buffa, and bel canto styles. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 different things. Please name one opera and its composer from 3 of the 4 eras discussed above: Baroque, Classical, Romantic, and the 20th century. So first thing, define these things. Next, name one opera and its composer from 3 of the eras discussed above. So in other words, pick an opera from the Baroque period and find its composer and name it. Name the opera and its composer and post it. Classical era. So some of the classical era composers are Mozart. Find a Mozart classical era. Some of the Romantic period. So find some of these, and here's some Romantic period composers you can look up. Verdi. Look up Verdi. Look up Puccini. Look these names up and find operas. And you can also look in these lists and these some of the things, these textbook that I gave you and all the articles I gave you. You'll find all that information there. Okay, so that's first thing. The next thing, I'd like you to reply to a peer's post by filling in one example of the operas from the missing era in your peer's original post. So up here, you chose 3 of the 4 eras. So you chose Baroque, Classical, and Romantic. Okay, so that means for your peer's post, you're going to want to do the 20th century one, because that's the one that they hadn't done. So here's the example. For example, I have posted examples of operas in Baroque, Classical, and 20th century eras. So the replies I receive should be opera and its composer from the Romantic era to fill in the gap, just like we just discussed. Okay, so the checklist. Definitions for 5 words. Number 2, name the operas and their composers for 3 of the 4 music eras: Baroque, Classical, Romantic. And then for your reply to one peer by filling in the 4th opera of the missing musical era. Please do not repeat any opera that you used in your original post, if possible. All right, thank you. Good luck.